We're going to start today lying down on our back, and you could lie in butterfly or you could lie in any comfortable position. I'm just going to roll a little blanket to take onto my thoracic spine. If you wanted to do the same, you can. You could even take a bolster onto the back of the knees or take the legs into Baddha. So I'm doing a very small roll. It's not much. You can even use a little hand towel or just the edge of your blanket and be rolled up. If you want to go a bit higher, just roll a little bit higher. You can take it down a little bit lower, and if you want something under the head, you can always take a cushion under the head. And that's just going straight under the sort of thoracic spine, along where the sort of brow line will rest. And then we can come down onto our backs. Legs can be either outstretched or in butterfly with the soles of the feet together. Just feeling the weight of your body as it rests down onto the ground. Just take a few breaths here, just as you tune into your body. As you exhale, just letting go of any tension, any worries. Letting go of anything from the past. Anything on your mind. And just starting to breathe into this very moment. Not worrying about the future. Just being in the here and the now. Feeling that connection with your body and your breath. And we can just slowly start to lengthen the breath now, coming into our abdominal breathing. You can breathe into the count of 3, feeling the belly expand. We can breathe out to the count of 3, draw the belly in as you exhale the breath fully out. And we'll take 4 or 5 rounds of abdominal breathing like this. Breathing and expand in the abdomen. And exhale as you draw the belly in, exhale the breath fully in. And then as you do your abdominal breathing, you can start to emphasize the exhalation a little more. We can breathe into the count of 3, and as we exhale, just starting to lengthen the exhale a little bit more. Really expelling all of the air out of the lungs. And then now we can move into some yogic breathing. So for our yogic breathing, we can breathe into the belly, and then up into the ribs and the chest, and a long full deep breath in. And as you exhale, soften the chest. The ribs will gently float in, and exhale that last bit of breath out of the belly. It's really good. So breathing into the belly. Feel the ribs expand. Allow for that physical movement to open and expand. And then as you exhale, soften the chest, the ribs, the belly, exhale the breath in. I'm just going to take 6 to 8 yogic breaths. Feeling into these 3 parts of our breathing. And allowing for that expansion on the inhalation and the feeling of relaxation, contraction of letting go with each exhalation. The breath is slow and gradual. No need to rush or force breath in any way. And if the mind wanders, that's okay. Just loving you peacefully, bring your awareness back to your breathing. For our final few rounds, being aware of the pause at the end of the in-breath and at the end of the out-breath. That point of stillness. And awareness of just that being present in the breath, present in the moment. Feeling your aliveness. Feeling your sense of connection with self. And with all living beings, with all of life. All breathing this same universal breath of life. Your next inhale, taking a long, slow inhalation. And slow exhalation all the way. And just taking a couple of long breaths in and out without worrying so much about the 3 parts, just letting the breath be flowing, relax. And notice how you feel. And then start to get a little bit of movement now in the hands. If the legs are in butterfly, you can bring the knees in toward each other. Separate the feet for a moment. And then we can carefully roll to our sides. And we're going to come up into a frog pose or wide-legged child. You can pop your blanket away if you're using a blanket. And we're going to take the knees nice and wide and the big toes together, and then coming forward to rest on our forearms, or stretching the hands all the way forward, sticking the buttocks toward the heels, lengthening your beautiful spine. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we can slowly walk our hands back in toward our body. And that pose, often we think of it as a really resting pose, and it is, but it's also fantastic for straightening out the spine and for creating length in the body, and also creating that sort of flexibility, so opening up through the shoulders as well. I'm going to come up onto all fours, so let's come up, get a little bit of movement, and we're just going to start by doing some circles here first, just to open up a little as well through the hips and the body. So I'm just circling from my left hand to my right hand, to my right knee, to my left knee, just moving through, shifting the weight gently. Just letting my body gently open, and as my body's sort of, I can feel it, the hips and everything opening up a little bit more. I'm making my circles a little bit larger. Just feel what works in your body. And then we can go in the other direction, shifting the weight. Really pressing into the edges of the hips and even the sides of the waist as we circle around. Allowing for that nice gentle opening. And then let's come onto all fours again. I find that after doing that, my position gets a bit wider. So let's just take the hand back under the shoulders and do a little bit of cat-cow. We can inhale, drop the belly down, lifting the chin, and as we exhale, it's round our spine and really stretch out through the back. And we'll do 5 or 6 cat-cows. Last one. Then we're going to stretch back into child, but if you wanted to here, we could curl the toes under this one and sit back on the heels a little bit, spreading through the toes, and then reaching the arms out in front of us and finding length along the spine like this. If that doesn't feel good in your feet, just release the top of the feet to the ground. Otherwise, it's the same as when we're doing our child pose, but we have the toes under here, and we're really putting the hips back. And we're just going to stay for a few more breaths. And then carefully you can lift the hips a little bit, release our feet, and walk our hands all the way back in towards. And if it's comfortable to sit, is everyone okay sitting back on their heels today? You need a little blanket or something under the buttocks or see how that feels. Well done. And just lifting up through the body, check the position of the sort of pelvis that we're not tucking under too far or too to the opposite way, that we're lifting up. And then we can interlace the fingers together now, and let's press the palms out in front of us. Lengthen the tailbone down gently. And then draw muscularly from the hands in toward the shoulders. So feel the back muscles starting to engage as well. Let's take another couple of breaths. And then on your next inhalation, raise the arms up above the head. If it's not comfortable keeping them interlaced, just separate the hands. And then we're drawing muscularly, we're lengthening upwards, so we're reaching, but then we're drawing as well down in toward the shoulders. So there's that sort of dual action of extending up as we lift the heart and reaching up with the arms, but then drawing us down toward the shoulder. Take a couple more breaths. And let's release the arms down. Have a little shake into your hands. And let's open and close our fingers, stretching out through our hands and across the palms, making tight fists. And have a little shake. Beautiful. Let's come up onto our knees. If you need a little blanket under the knees, and let's do a few little circles with the hips here. And let's go the other way. Good. And then we're going to step our right foot forward, coming into a lunge. Beautiful. And we can stay here or we can drop the hips a little bit further. See how that feels. And if you want, you could raise the arms. If you're feeling a bit tired today or it doesn't feel so good energy-wise, just keep your hands on the thigh, or you can have the hands even on the ground or on blocks. Otherwise, reaching the arms up above. That's it. We're going to take a few more breaths. Follow the in and the out breath. Well done. And then let's lower the hands down to the ground. We're just going to stretch out that back leg. Then curl the toes under the knee, lift the knee and stretch out through the back leg as we press into that back heel. Lifting the knee up off the ground and just stretching it out. Well done. Lower that knee down to the ground. Let's bring our right leg back as well. And before we do the other side, just an optional downward facing dog, or you could rest in chart. So you could take the buttocks to the heels for a few breaths. We could lift up onto the knees and stretch back into a downward facing dog for a few breaths. Pressing the hips back, feeling into your body. If it's the first one you've done in a while, you'll really notice this one. And you can lengthen down through the heels, draw the shoulders down the back, press the hips away from the hands. Well done. Let's lower the knees to the ground. And then swap to the other side. So now we're going to step our left foot forward and do a lunge on our left side. Maybe dropping the hips down deeper, or you can start nice and high. Once again, hands will down the thigh. or we can reach the arms up. Let's take 4 breaths here, lifting through the heart. Really good. And if the arms are raised, drawing muscularly again down toward the shoulders, but lifting the heart up. Slow the breaths down. And then we'll lower our hands now down toward the ground. We're going to curl the back toes under and straighten that back leg and stretch out through the back leg. As we lift through the back knee. And then we can lower the knee to the ground. Bring that left leg back too. And I'm going to take the buttocks to the heels. Or one more time, we can come up into down dog, curling the toes under and pressing the hips back. And downward facing dog. Spreading through the hands. You can walk the legs if you wanted to, bend one knee at a time, and you put a little stretch down through the back of your leg. Pressing our hips back. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then lower the knees to the ground. Take the buttocks to the heels. One more time. You can either stack your fists, rest your forehead to your fists, or you might like to bring the arms down around while your forehead's comfortable. Breathing into the back of the body. Let your body relax. And we'll take a few more breaths here. And then slowly, gently rolling up our spine. And we can circle the shoulders back. Let's do 3 or 4 circles. Lifting the shoulders high, circling around. And the other direction. Lifting up on tight shoulders. And then squeeze the shoulders to the ears and hold for a moment, tensing the shoulders, squeezing, engaging and holding tight. And then relax the shoulders down. Well done. Let's come up onto the knees again. We're going to do Parikasana, which is our bench or gate pose. So if you need to, depending on the way of the mat, if you need to turn sideways here, so you've got a bit of grip under the feet, you can. So we're going to be stepping our right foot out to the side and coming into this side stretch. So let's raise that left arm up toward the ceiling and then gentle stretch over. And then breathing down. Follow the breath in the tummy. Well done. And then coming all the way up, and we'll just do that little addition. We'll take the hand beneath the shoulder now, left arm under left shoulder, and then we'll reach the other arm toward the ceiling, and either stay here or come into a little balance if you want to. Taking the toes up off the ground, or lifting the leg a little higher. It can be really strong on the hips this one. See how you go. Let's circle the ankle around a few times. If You're in a balance. And then the other way. I'm already feeling that in my hips. I don't know about you. They've been a little bit sore from the camping. I always find the hand just get a bit sore. Lower your foot down, take the hand to the hip, and come all the way up. And then let's bring that leg all the way in. And we'll take the other one to the side. Well done. And then raising the right arm this time. Coming into that side stretch and hold here and breathe. Following the breath in your belly. Well done. Sometimes after a few breaths you can slide a little deeper. Notice if you're able to. It doesn't have to be much further, just a teeny away. And then we can come all the way back up. And then taking the other hand onto the ground, reaching the left arm up. And either coming onto the toes or lifting the left foot. Beautiful, well done. And then let's circle the foot around. Let's move in that ankle. And the other way. And then maybe lift the leg a little bit higher. Yes. And lower that foot down. Press into the bent leg to come all the way up. And releasing down. Well done. Bring that leg in. Good rep. You're going to curl the toes under now. Now here's what we're going to use our hands to lift our knees up off the ground and make our way into a little squat. Or if you've already come out of that, just however you come into the spine. We can separate the feet now, bring the hands to the inside of the legs. And the heels can be raised, or we can come down onto flat feet. So I just sort of nuzzle my way down into this position. And we're pressing the inner arms into the legs. And lifting a little through the heart space. And it can take a little bit in the mornings to get into this position. Get a little bit more open through the day, depending on what we're doing. And we can lift a little out of this. Once again, I can really feel this in the hips. Hopefully you guys are doing okay there. Yeah, the hands, you can keep them on the ground. That's fine, and keep that balance more into the heart space. And we'll just take a few more breaths here. And then we can carefully come out, so you can take your hands onto the ground. And we will make our way up to standing, but find your best way of coming out of it. We can come into that forward bend, and then we can walk our hands up the legs to make the way out, or however you come is fine. Have a little shake with your legs, shaking them out. Have a little shake with the arms. Yeah, actually, let's do Kati Chakrasana. We'll take the feet apart, the arms coming out to the side. We're going to do our spinal twist. So just shifting weight onto one foot, feels lifting, and the arms around the body. Just make sure you've got room. Just opening up through the spine. More. On each side. And then we can gently come back to center. Well done. Come to stand in mountain pose Tadasana. I'm just going to do a couple of standing poses. We'll take the feet together or apart, reaching down with the fingertips, lift up along the spine, or the feet can be hip width apart, whichever you prefer today. it's comfortable to close down the eyes, you can close down the eyes. Otherwise, taking your gaze to a point to focus on straight ahead or down on the floor. Start to lengthen the breath. And as you lengthen the breath, you can lengthen the spine. Feel the feet pressing down into the earth beneath. The spine lengthening upward to the crown of the head. Beautiful. And then we can bring the feet together. Let's do a little bit of swaying palm trees. So we're going to start by raising the right arm as we lift up onto the toes, and then we'll do the left and both. So when you're ready, let's focus on a point, lift up as we raise one arm up, and exhale as we float that arm down and lean onto the heels. And then inhale, opposite side, and exhale, gently lower. And then this time, both arms. Inhale, coming up, and we can hold. And slowly lower down. And then let's start with the other arm. Inhale, lift, do one more round. Exhale, lower. Other side. And then the next one we can hold. And gently release. Well done. Good work. Come up to the top of the mat. And we'll take a big step back with our right foot. We're going to come into warrior two. We're going to bend into that left knee and extend the arms out the mat. Now warrior two. We're going to take 4 to 6 breaths here. Opening out across the shoulders. Well done. And then let's do triangle, straight on the front leg, reaching forward, and then we move the arms down. Doesn't have to be low. You keep it really high and lengthen, or if you're feeling a bit stronger, you can go a little bit further down the leg. Well done. Let's gently come all the way back up. Exhale, float the arms down. We're going to turn to the opposite side. So we'll turn the left toe in the right toes out, bend into our right knee, and come into warrior two, Virabhadrasana, looking out over our right middle finger. Well done. Bend into that knee, opening out across the shoulders. That's great. Really good. Follow the breath in the belly. And then straighten that front leg, reaching forward, coming into Trikonasana, and staying nice and high or coming down a little bit lower in our triangle pose. And coming all the way back up, let's float the arms down and walk our feet all the way back in. And we'll take them hip width apart or a little bit wider than hip width. And then we'll take our hands to our hips and we'll do a forward bend. We're going to bend forward from the hips. We can either take the hands on the thighs, we can keep the spine straight, or if it's comfortable, coming down a little bit deeper to the shins or the ankles. And let's take some beautiful breaths here, feeling the weight of the upper body as it releases down toward the ground. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can even bend the knees and let the upper body relax down. Feel the breath in the back of the body, the back of the ribs. sides of the ribs. And then to come up, keep the knees bent, hug up through the belly, walk the hands up the legs, and then reach the arms up to the ceiling. And exhale the hands to the heart. Take a few breaths here. Feel the breath flow in the lungs. And then relax the arms down. Very good. We're going to do one more standing pose. We're just going to do a balance. We're going to do star pose. So you can keep the feet apart. We're going to shift the weight now over onto the right foot. Maybe come up onto the toes. The arms can start to lift. And then if it's comfortable, we're going to lift the toes up off the ground. Lifting that leg. Maybe tilting your star a little bit more as the leg lifts. Well done. Let's slowly lower that foot down and then start to shift the weight over to the other side and lifting the other foot. We're going to transition then in a moment over to the other side as well. So coming back, you can bend into the knees, take the foot hip width or even a little bit wider, shifting over to the other side and lifting. So as the foot starts to lower down now, we can bend into the other knee, shift the weight, and other side one last time. And then lower that foot to the ground. Oh, let's take one big, beautiful breath in. And exhale. The breath all the way back. Really good. We're going to come to lie on our back and just have a belt handy so you can reach a belt. And if you want to have a blanket under you for a little bit of padding, you can, just for warmth, or padding if you've got a hard surface. And then just lying down for a moment, just resting on your back. Let yourself have a moment here just to rest. We'll take 5 or 6 breaths, letting the body release fully. And just a moment to sort of check in with yourself, restore a little bit of energy. Beautiful. So let's bend our knees now. Take the soles of the feet onto the ground and we'll prepare for bridge pose. The heels are nice and close to the buttocks, the arms are coming down the side of the body, and then let's raise our hips up to the ceiling. We're going to take 6 breaths here, using our glutes. And if it's feeling a bit strong, you can come down a bit lower. You can feel more the sort of mid, back on the ground, or we could be lifting up higher and using the legs more strongly and the arms starting to engage. Maybe the shoulders will even draw beneath us a little bit more. And then we can release the shoulders and slowly roll down the spine. Well done. Let's bring the knees into the chest. You take hold of the knees as you draw them in towards you. Take another breath or two. And then lower the feet back onto the ground, and we'll come up one more time into bridge. So place the arms down the side, you're lifting the hips up again. You could stay here or draw the shoulders under, or even interlace the hands together behind the body. Follow the breaths in and out. And then we can slowly release the shoulders, release the arms, lower down the spine, and bring the knees into the chest again. And you can draw the knees in or even wrap your arms around your legs. And with the hands on the knees, let's circle the knees around a few times in each direction. And the other way. Beautiful. Lower the feet down onto the ground. Now let's stretch our left leg out onto the mat. And we'll keep our right knee bent, and we'll take our left hand to the knee as we draw the knee in. The right arm is coming out to the side at shoulder height, and we're going to come into a spinal twist. That's it. So we're going to guide the knee over to the left. As we look out over the right shoulder. That's it. Closing down the eyes and breathing. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then rolling onto your back, let's release that leg down to the ground. And we'll do that spinal twist on the other side, bending the left knee out. Right hand to the left knee, left arm out to the side, and then guide that knee over to the right. That's it. And if it feels too strong, just let the knee move away from the body a little bit. You can slide the foot away from you, you can make it a little more gentle. Follow the breaths flowing in and flowing out. Letting go of any tension on the exhalation. Two more breaths. And then slowly rolling onto your back again. Just have the soles of the feet on the ground comfortably. The knees bent for a moment. Just let the hands rest on the belly. Just feeling the breath flowing in and out of the body. Beautiful. Now we'll take our belt and we're going to take our belt across our right foot. And stretch that leg up toward the ceiling, and the left leg can be bent, or we can stretch out through the left leg. Slide the hands down the belt a little bit, just so the shoulders can release down the back of the body. Draw the toes toward you as you lengthen up a little through the heel of the foot. Stretch out through that leg. Close down the eyes and let's breathe into the belly. Slowing down the breath. Closing down the eyes, relax the face. And then let's take both of our belts in the right hand now. The left arm can come out to the side. And we're just going to open that leg out wide for about 4 breaths. 5, 6. Lengthen out. Still draw the toes towards you. If it's comfortable, stay another breath or 2. And then we can come back up to center, and then let's take it across the body. So take the belts in our left hand, the right arm out to the side, and guide the leg now. It's gently across, doesn't have to be far. And really start to just deepen the breath into the belly. Relaxing the body with the exhalation. Good. Take a few more breaths. On your next inhalation, come back up to center. Release your belt and relax the right leg down to the ground. Just take a couple of breaths here. Notice how you feel with your body. And then we'll do the opposite side. So we'll take the belt across our left foot now. Stretch the left foot up toward the ceiling. Draw the toes towards you as we extend up through the heel of the foot. Well done. You can close the eyes and focus in on breathing. Let your awareness go inward, even to the space behind the closed eyes. And with your awareness on the breath. And then taking both of the belts now in the left hand, right to the side. Let's take that leg out wide. And we'll go 4 breaths or so, or maybe hold for about 6 breaths. That's comfortable. 2 more breaths. And inhale, come back to center, and then swapping the belts into the other hand. Left arm out to the side and guide that leg now across the body. Just feeling that. Breathing into that opening in the body. And then slowly, gently release. Breathing here. And you can inhale to center and releasing that belt. Let your leg relax on the ground. Take a couple of slow breaths here. And then we can bend the knees and just gently roll onto our side. And we support ourselves to ever so gently lift up. Beautiful. So we're going to move into inversion. And you can keep any version you like, or you might like to take your mat to the wall, where it's comfortable for you. And you could even finish in this position if you wanted to, or I will give you an opportunity to come into Shavasana. Otherwise, you may like to use the bolster on the mat away from the wall and just take photos on the bolster, or you could come into legs up the wall or legs on a chair or couch, and just make sure you're warm enough because you'll start to cool down a bit. Have a blanket. Even you can use an eye pillow in this position if you wanted to use an eye pillow too. And feel the weight of the legs sinking down into the hips. Feel the back of the body on the ground. Relax the face as you close the eyes. Starting to pay attention again to the breath. Flowing in and flowing out. You can take 5 minutes here. And then you get the chance to go into Shavasana, or you could stay if you've got your legs supported. We're just going to be tuning into the breath. And allowing the inversion to sort of do its work and to work for us. And helping to calm the mind. Restore energy in the legs. Get the circulation moving. If the mind wanders, that's okay. Just lovingly and peacefully bringing your awareness back to the breath. Nothing else but the awareness of breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. So you could remain supported or make your way into Shavasana for your final relaxation. Lie down, take your time, and make your way into Shavasana. Check that the spine is nice and straight. And on the back, the arms are comfortably the center of the body. Preferably the palms are facing upward. The legs are comfortably apart. Check that you're warm. And then taking a few breaths here. And as you breathe out, just saying to yourself, I am relaxed. I give myself permission to relax fully. And bringing your focus onto your breath. Begin to follow the journey of each breath in and out. Feel the breath as it flows in through the nostrils. Feel the breath as it travels along the back of your throat, flowing deep into your lungs. And feel the movement your breath brings to your body, the expansion and the contraction of each inhalation and exhalation. And allow yourself to think of nothing except, I am breathing in and I am breathing out. And as you breathe deeply and calmly, scan your body and notice any sensations. Accept yourself exactly as you are right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Observing your breath. Try not to analyze or judge the way you are breathing. Just observing passively, as if you are a witness to your breathing process. No thoughts, just the pleasant experience of peaceful breathing. And still without thought, take your awareness to your sense of hearing and feel the energy of listening as it emerges from your ears to capture any sounds in the room. And allow your listening to go outside to the sounds of nature. Perhaps to man-made sounds. And become aware of the world outside this room at this present moment. And gently withdraw from the hearing sense by once again bringing your focus onto your breath. And experience your breathing with full awareness, without thought. Become aware of the space behind your closed eyes and see the inner wall of your forehead as a blank screen. Imagine this space is becoming larger as relaxation smooths your forehead. Visualize yourself at the beach on a sunny day. See the waves as they lap the shore. Feel the sand beneath your feet and smell the ocean breeze. Go beyond the waves to the relative calmness of the sea and become aware of the billions and billions of drops of water, all working together as one. One ocean. And not a single drop is less important than any other. Allow your awareness now to float up to the sky and feel the warmth of the sun's rays. Notice the clouds and breathe in the freshness of the cool air. Feel as if you're emerging into the clear, clean air. Allow your awareness now to float down from the sky and visualize yourself in a peaceful garden of a seaside cottage. Focus on a flower you find most beautiful. Without thought, appreciate your connection with this flower. And acknowledge your place in the beauty of the garden. Recognize your place in the whole of existence. Be aware that without you, existence would be less. Take your awareness to your heart center and imagine a tiny light glowing deep in your heart. Visualize this light growing bigger and brighter, filling your heart. And this light continues to expand until it fills your torso And this glorious light is now flowing into your legs, feet, to each and every toe, flowing over your shoulders and into your arms, your hands, and filling all of your fingers. Light is filling your neck, flowing into your head, flowing softly into all of your facial muscles. And this glorious light is flowing through your whole body. It's now the exact shape of your body. And without thought, imagine merging with the light until you become the light. This light flowing through you is a part of you. Be aware that you are the light. Remain in the awareness of the light, which is your inner self. And slowly now we can start to bring our awareness back into the room, back into our body. Become aware of any sounds inside and outside. And take a moment to notice how you feel. And that meditation is called Peaceful Meditation. That was one of Jennie from her meditation book. When you feel ready to, you can slowly and gently get a little bit of movement. You can gently stretch out. And then making your way slowly up into a seated position. And I invite you to join me in our final chant of 3 Oms followed by the Om Shanti Peace mantra. When you're ready, let's breathe in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sound, peace, peace, peace. And if you're not already, bringing your hands into your beautiful hearts, just for a moment of gratitude for this beautiful day and for the practice of yoga, awareness and connection with ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope this week is a wonderful, wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste. Thank you so much.